creating that clarity. We can't jump off sides on 3rd and 5. But what I will say, in spite of all that, they found a way to be at their best in the most important moments. You get the kick blocked, they end up scoring, and then Matthew orchestrates an unbelievable drive. A bunch of guys made a bunch of plays. What a play by Kanata Mumfield on 2nd and 10 to be able to get us a first down. And then Colby Parkinson, what a stud. I mean, Matthew had in trust against a really good player, one-on-one on the front pylon, and he goes up and gets it, and it's been kind of par for the course. Matthew trusting his guys delivering in the critical moments, and really grateful. And then unbelievable job by our defense. Good job by the kickoff coverage to be able to pin them deep, and then to be able to go 4 straight plays where they don't even get a single yard. Awesome job by the defense right there. Proud of the way that we finished. Excited to be able to clean up a lot of things.
You talked about Matthew's resolve a lot. So just what did you notice out of him, those 2 drives to score when he's down, just the way he played and the way he managed?
I think you just said it, Nate, kind of with your question. He was just in total command, total control. They did a bunch of good things. I got a ton of respect for Ejiro. Their players, made it difficult. Got some good players on the perimeter that ended up being pretty active. They brought a little bit more pressure, which kind of had been an uptick in their identity over the last couple weeks. But he was steady. It was MVP type of stuff what he did, Nate. Just good calm. I thought he redirected a couple of the protections that allowed him not to be hot where we would have been, and on all of those plays he ended up finding completions, and he got a bunch of different guys involved. I thought he saw the field really well, and that's why we're advancing, because of his leadership.
Was he playing through something with this?
You'll have to talk to him about it. I mean, he got it banged up. I mean, you could see him shaking, but he delivered a pretty damn good throw on the very next play that our guy will typically make that one. But he'll be better equipped to answer that one for you.
A couple of these games this year that were very similar to this, you guys lost.
Yeah.
And were you thinking about that on that final drive?
I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about that. I'm really glad that we had a lot of those moments where we talked about our scars being our strength. And, fortunately, we were able to be at our best in those most important moments. And all 3 phases were collectively involved in that. You go down 4 points. You say, all right, get the ball back. Now, let's see. It was a decent return by Ronnie, too. That puts us in, not bad field position. Matthew takes us right down the field. You think, man, maybe we gave him a little bit too much time. Good coverage by the kickoff team to be able to pin him inside the 30. And then, like I said, 4 and out with the defense. Here we go, man. You guys got to listen to me talk for another week.
And Sean, you talked about Matthew's calmness.
Not as funny as I used to be, huh? Is this thing on? I said.
You talked about how calm he was on that final drive.
Yeah.
Can you describe where you were in that final drive with him?
Yeah, I think we were both, you're just immersing yourself in the moment. I think in a lot of instances when I'm watching games, I'm like with some of my close friends or, you get more nervous watching that, then you don't have a time to really just think about it. You just immerse yourself, see the game one play at a time, try to put the players in a position to have successful outcomes, and you're not thinking about anything else. You're kind of just in that moment, and I could feel Matthew and I were on the same page, and he did such a great job. I did feel really good that you knew you had 4 downs. Never even got to that point where we needed to even really get it to a 3rd down, but he was outstanding.
Sean, how do you separate the?
I'll come right back to you, Sam.
No, get Sam. Go, Sam.
Go ahead, Sam.
Google with it. 2 touchdowns early, drops the ball at the end of the half, and then the pass breakup.
That was such a big play. I'm glad you asked about that. I mean, gets the pass break up. Kyron does a great job converting on the 4th and 1, and then we end up being able to punch that thing in with Kyron on the little option route, which was a great job by him on a 2nd and 6. And so, which was, Puka did a great job getting a tough 4 yards on the jet sweep on the previous play. So he's a freaking warrior. I mean, he's well deserving of being voted unanimously as an All-Pro. That's how he's played for us, and he just responds. Even that one drop, he's so hard on himself, but he comes back, he makes the plays. That pass breakup was unbelievable, and it's what great players do is they just play the next play. Love him. Grateful that he's on our squad.
You guys had some chances in the first half to kind of really separate yourself and didn't, obviously.
Yeah.
How do you, when you look at all the great things you did in the stretch, how do you separate when you go and analyze this game and go home?
Well, I think he'd be honest about it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you finish? Yes. I mean, you give Carolina credit. They did a good job of being able to kind of make it difficult for us. They scored. Bryce was able to make some plays with his legs to kind of extend and create a little bit off schedule. And then, we end up starting the half 3 and out. They had a good pass break up, and then they end up, having a free runner on the 2nd down, and then we don't convert on the 3rd down. So you give them credit, but man, I'm so grateful to be able to have the learning opportunities in spite of us being able to win this game, because we are going to need to be able to play better if we expect to be able to advance past this round, but never take it for granted. Grateful to be able to have another week with this team that I love.
Sean, you mentioned earlier about some of the difficulties they they gave you on the perimeter. Their corners have been playing really well
Yeah.
all the way all season. You guys started switching back to the middle of the field and attacking there. What were those adjustments like? What did you see there that maybe left that?
It's a give and take based on some of the different coverages. And, Jackson and Horn are as good of a tandem as there is. And, and then when Horn ended up going out, you bring another guy in. But I thought our guys made the plays that they needed to. And they made their plays. That's what great players do. That's what you love about this league. But ultimately, the players did a nice job. And there was some times that they were playing a little bit of shell. And we tried to be able to attack the inside part of the field and had some successful outcomes. And then there were some times where I'll look at myself and say, man, I wish I did a better job of putting our guys in a more advantageous spot. And I'll be kicking myself for that. And hopefully I don't make those same mistakes next week. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
saying 2:44 left on the clock, there was never a doubt in their mind. Can you tell us what the mind and process was for you in that last couple minutes?
Yeah, I mean, I knew we had 4 downs, obviously. That's a situation I've been in a bunch of times in my life, and I was just going to go out there and try to execute, give our guys chances to make plays. They made some great ones. I'm glad our guys felt that way. Try to continue to prove that you can go out there and do those do those things and come away with wins for your team. So just happy to do my part there at the end and make sure we score some points.
Matthew, what are you feeling in a moment like that?
Pretty calm, pretty steady. Just felt like I was seeing the coverages really well. Guys up front did a hell of a job keeping me clean on that last drive too, giving me time to click through some progressions. And I feel like I said, I've been in that spot a lot in my life, and so bring a smile to my face because I like being there, and would love to be up, 14 and taking a knee on it with 4 minutes left. But shoot, wins a win.
I know it's a playoff game, but is there any extra satisfaction winning like that after the way the Eagles game ended last year?
Oh, it was not a thought in my mind at all. No. Had plenty of opportunities, like I said, both playoffs, non-playoffs, to go out there and try to help our team win. I just, want to go back to work with these guys. In the NFL, your team changes every single year, and I'm not ready for that one to end yet. So I just love going to work with this group and just trying to do everything I can to make sure that we keep getting that opportunity.
What was it like seeing Puka have the impact he did today, and also just Colby on that game-winning touchdown?
Yeah, I mean, Puka, did today what he's done kind of all year for us. He's been unbelievable. Handed it to him a couple times. Made some big plays in the pass game as well. Great blocking. I thought Tay was really good. Missed him on a couple ops. I had one shot down the field and missed him, and a couple things here or there. But I thought his presence was big for us as well, especially on that last drive, just finding some catches for us. So I thought our skill group played really well. Tight ends played great, and then Colby made a big time catch. It was pretty tight coverage. Thought I put the ball in a good spot, and he made a great play. He was so confident he caught it. I was like, I don't know, is he in? Did he catch it? I mean, he was right on that damn pylon. I'm like, I don't know, but he was hyped up like he knew he caught it for a touchdown. So I was, kind of holding my celebration for a little bit, but happy that he came down with it.
Matthew, you've had a lot of.
How maybe I would say soft they played on that last series defensively.
No, I feel like, they were giving us some space throughout the game, and one reason or another we didn't hit all of them, had some opportunities and missed a few. But no, I think, our tempo was great. I thought we were keeping the ball in play, and just trying to distribute the field. Never surprised by anything in this league, to be honest with you.
Matthew, you've had a lot of comeback drives
Yep.
in your career, obviously, the numbers are there. How much do you enjoy those moments, and how do you avoid it being the stressful moments? Because you're obviously very calm in those moments.
Yeah, I mean, I think just experience, belief in myself and belief in my teammates, really. I trust all those guys to go out there and make plays. I just try to put it in a good spot for those guys. But I've been in that spot a lot in my life. I said that earlier, but I love that spot. I'd rather be, me having to go out there with our offense and go out there and do it than watching, So it's a fun thing to be a part of. You can make it stressful, or you can make it calm and collected, and I feel like that's what we were today. I thought our guys on the outside and up front did a hell of a job on that last drive, and I just tried to put it in good spots.
What happened to your hand? What happened to your hand, and did that affect your ability to?
Yeah, I got a finger bent back. They saw it on the, on the TV on the sideline or whatever. I didn't obviously know exactly what had happened. It wasn't pleasant. Wasn't great. We'll see what it is. Was obviously able to finish the game and throw it decent. Once the ball snapped, the adrenaline's pretty good. So we'll hopefully, just keep it going.
Matthew, with all your comebacks, what is it for you about doing this in the playoffs that you said you enjoy and you're not nervous?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what you work for, right? Like, you do all these hours in your life of, being a kid in the backyard, throwing the ball around, saying, okay, this is the situation, we got to make it happen. And then get to do it throughout my football career. And an opportunity like tonight, I walked behind Tay on the way out and was like, for that last drive, I forget what I said to him, but I was like, let's go snatch these guys. Let's go snatch this one back, man. Let's go. And, he was an integral part to that drive. Pook was, Colby or backs, everybody. So, no, I don't know. I love those situations. I live to do it. It's great to do it on the road, too. Quite a nice crowd today, so we'll take it.
What's going through your mind on Puka's pass breakup?
Hell of a play. I thought he was going to go up there and kind of post up, And I was like, all right, let's see what you got. And I threw it, and right as I cut it loose, he kind of turned away, and it was just tough timing. But what a play to go fight through it and get that thing knocked out. Huge play for us.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Davante's coming up.
Thanks,
Davante's coming up. Said he couldn't quite remember what he told you, but he said something about let's go snatch these guys going out for that last drive. What did he say, and what did you see from him there on the final drive?
Yeah, I think he said, let's go snatch these guys' hearts. And that was pretty cold. That was pretty cold. Just to hear that, and I actually literally smiled in the moment because I thought that was one of the most gangster things you could say in that moment, honestly. And to hear him say that and the look on his face, and then throw the touchdown, and then the look on his face after that was just like MVP stuff.
In what way does that recalibrate your guys' mindset and attitude when a quarterback like him is as calm and steady like that?
Well, that's been the theme of basically how I've spoken about him all season. Ever since I think it was Tennessee where he threw that pick and then just began to just go about his business like that never happened. I almost was like, did he throw the pick? I had to think about it just based off of how he just as cool as he is and just poised, and that keeps everybody else together, especially in moments like that where we can easily let things get out of control and start scrambling, trying to do too much, and just the way he kind of operates. Like I said last week, it's when your fearless leader is locked in and confident like that, it just radiates throughout the huddle, and you feel it in moments like that with this team.
How did you feel throughout the game and then during that final drive?
As far as what?
Just your first game back, did you feel like you just picked up where you left off, or did it take you a while to kind of get a feel?
Yeah, I mean, every game is different, so I don't think necessarily you can attribute certain things to rust or whatever. I think next week, obviously, the more we get back into it and get into a rhythm playing together again, it'll just continue to get better. But I feel like I could have played better today personally, but we had a few opportunities that were some good ones, and we had some ones that weren't as good. But all that matters in these type of moments is how you can come together as a team, especially at this point in the year. The All Pros and all that stuff is already out there. Pro Bowl is already set, so it's just time to play team ball and see who can do that the best and end up where we ultimately want to be at the end.
You guys have had a couple of games this year that were similar, where you're up 2 touchdowns or double digits, and then you're down and you don't win.
Yeah.
What did you like that was different today?
I like that we won. Yeah, it's way better. Obviously, in any situation, you always want to play the cleanest game possible, go down and put them away. Situations where the defense is playing really good early. You want to, have those games where you just go and just continue to score. And when you look across, around the huddle that we have, there's really no excuse to not go and do it. And I think we have so much confidence that sometimes we got to, realize the other team has a say. It's playoff football, and they're a really good team as well. So it's not always going to go your way, but we have that confidence that we can. And, as long as we keep that mindset, stay healthy, and just go out and keep attacking the way we can, we got the confidence we can win any game.
You talked about how fun this season has been for you. Just with that in mind, what was it like to be a part of this game in a performance like this, and to be able to extend that season for another week?
It's awesome. I mean, for me, I'm especially grateful for it, not having been in the playoffs since my last year with the Packers, and that was a while ago now. So, I was fired up for this game and excited to come out here and make some plays, and be excited for my teammates when they make those plays. So it's a great feeling, obviously, just to keep playing ball at this point in the year. Meaningful, January, February ball is what it's all about. That's what you work the whole year for. So it's a good feeling.
What was Sean's message?
Just basically, if we want to continue to have this feeling that we have after this game, we just got to keep locking in and playing as good as we possibly can out there and as clean as we can, taking advantage of basically what I said a moment ago, taking advantage of the opportunities where, we can put teams like that away, and but also not to forget how special it is to be able to come in here on the road and win a game like that in the playoffs. Doesn't matter who you're playing against, so can't lose sight of that part.
Looks like you were a little bloodied after that hit from Nick Scott. Cut mouth, tongue.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. Yeah, the head was fine. It was more my jaw kind of. You get caught in a weird way. My jaw felt a little weird, and then bloody tongue a little bit and bit the inside of my mouth. But yeah, we all right.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah. Guy played it really well, honestly. He played over the top. It's a double move, and I knew it was going to have to be a back shoulder ball, and Matthew placed it perfectly. You know, he couldn't have walked up and put it any better. Just gave me a chance, and, you know, obviously all that starts with a great drive to lead up to that point. O-line playing great, protecting very well. So thankful for the opportunity.
What did Sean say to you when you got to the sideline after that one?
Did you catch it? I said, yeah, why is no one celebrating? I'm in. Come on.
Stafford was saying that, yeah, you looked very confident.
Yeah.
That he didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how you can tell if someone caught the ball or not. It's based off how they celebrate. You know, they can go to review and whatnot, but if someone celebrates right away, you typically know that they caught the ball. Yeah.
What was it like in the huddle in that final drive? Stafford apparently had said, you know, let's rip their hearts out right before that drive.
Yeah, Higbee started the drive off, did a great job in those first few plays, and I was able to go in and just kind of witness, Matthew just taking complete control, and just a ton of fun, and just knowing that you have so much trust in a guy like that to lead you is great.
What is it about this passing game between you guys as tight ends, Matthew, Puka, and Davante, where you can have stretches of the game where you're maybe not playing your best, but like when you have to turn it on, you guys can turn it on?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you've seen that time in and time out this season is when you need it most. We're able to go down and make a drive, and you know, those guys on the edge are doing such a great job, Puka and Davante and the whole receiver core. It opens up everything for us too. So when we play complementary football, I think we're a tough team to beat.
What was it like having this performance today, not only just as a continuation of what you've been able to contribute, but, you know, also having, you know, family in attendance?
Yeah, it's overwhelming. Yeah, I mean, God is so good. I'm so blessed to be in this position, and every good and perfect gift is from the Lord, and I believe that wholeheartedly. And it was pretty cool after I caught the touchdown, staying on the sideline. I just looked up at my family and shed a few tears. Yeah, it was pretty cool, pretty special.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks, guys.